Hey everybody, welcome to Taco-bout Text Tuesday, powered by KLaunch. I'm Joe Malillo. I'll be your host today, and we want to make this a quick webinar so everybody gets a little bit of information that goes a long way to jumping into text message marketing. I was on with a client the other day, and she showed me a picture of her Square account, and at the top it said, text messaging is a great way to reach customers. We think so too, but what Square doesn't understand is giving someone the tool can only go so far. You got to give them the information as well. So that's what we're here for. We want to give you some information about texting your customer base. What are some basics you need to know and avoid some of the major pitfalls that come along with texting people on their personal devices. So a little bit about the agenda today. What are we tacoing about? Well, you can see the play on words here. Taco-bout Text Tuesday. Everybody in the room gets a free taco at the end of the presentation. We send you it via email. It is a Taco Bell link that you can just bring a QR code. They scan it and they give you a free taco. So we thought it was a great play on words here. And what are we talking about? Well, we're talking about the possibilities. How about solution decisions? Figuring out which way you want to go. Are you more marketing or are you more operational? What about talk about text tips? That's a mouthful. Talk about text tips. We want to give you at least a couple of tips that you could take away from this webinar today to be able to start implementing in your business right away. And then retail showcase. We want to showcase one of our members of our clientele that have really kicked butt when it comes to figuring out how to do text messaging the right way, and ultimately the results are great. In the end, I'll leave it open to some questions and show you some resources that we have. Again, that's my information at the bottom of this first phone. Joe Malillo. I'm a senior client success manager for KLaunch. My cell phone number is right there. I also have a work number. You can also reach me at joseph.malillo@caranauc.com. But we would never be a text company if you couldn't reach me via text message. And you can do that by texting Joe to 55433. Again, 55433. Okay, we're going to keep going, losing time, so we want to keep going quickly. Who we are, KLaunch, we're text messaging experts. We've come up with the term text messaging optimization firm. That's what we are. Experiential text messaging is what we do. We want people to have an experience when they're texting with your brand, and we use data science and technology integrations to back up our programs, to automate the systems, to make it easy to understand, and ultimately drive big results. Big brands, including the ones you see at the bottom there, as well as the Colts, the Yankees, and Dodgers, are some of the biggest brands in the world. They work with us to do their text messaging because of our programs. Our showcase today on Talk About Text Tuesday is Stinger Sports. This is looking back at extraordinary Black Friday, 1,450% ROI increase in sales. When I put this up today, it was 1012, but they've obviously grown. 2,500% sales increase, 3,000 subscribers in 24 hours, and 822 order growth. That's huge. Next week, we're going to check out the Colts, so make sure to come back for that, or hit us up, text TACO to 55433 if you want to sign up for next week's program. We'll go over that showcase at the end. These are the industries we work with. It is a powerful communication channel that can be used at multiple industries. Transportation, very operational on the bottom right. Retail, kind of marketing. Places of worship, very operational. Education would be also, depending if it was a college or not, or if it was a high school, it could be operational, or it could be marketing. And you can also sell sponsorships, which is what sports and entertainment does. So as a whole, the channel of text can be used in any different industry. So if you're here from one of those industries, go ahead and put into the chat which industry you're here from and your name, and I'd be happy to call you out and talk about it. 98% of texts are open. So let's get into some statistics. 96% of phone calls are found to be disruptive. I would say I would consider myself in that 96%. 83% of people respond within 30 minutes. And I mean, it's two-way, interactive, personal communication, real time, 30% click-through rates on pretty high numbers there, as opposed to the other hand, which we don't like to talk about email all that much, although it is a powerful tool. It's just lost its luster over the last couple of years. 20% increase in, or a 20% open rate on a text message, and maybe if you're lucky, 4% click-through rate. So these are much higher, 10 times what we're talking about, which can equal 10 times the revenue. So we need to figure out if your business, and I haven't seen anybody chat yet, but let's just say it's a retail business, e-commerce, super simple for us to implement what we're doing. You got to figure out what you'd like to accomplish. If it's going to save you more money to make your streamlined operations more efficient via text messaging and better updates, maybe you're an operational team, or maybe you need an operational solution. Marketing considerations would be something to the effect of putting on your existing marketing. You have a lot of followers, but you're having them a hard time getting them into the funnel of your business and getting them ultimately to pay money to be a part of your company. So integrates with multiple platforms. You know, we're real time, two-way communication, text alerts, update notifications. That's what KLaunch, or I should say not KLaunch, but most platforms, although KLaunch does have our platform, most platforms are text enabled. So figuring out what the solution here, what thing am I going to click here on the bottom, because it matters what you say, when you say it, where you say it, how you say it, and why you say it. And the reason it matters is because you have to have a goal in order to put together a specific plan to make things happen from a revenue standpoint. So let's talk about solutions. So do you want to drive the car, or do you want to hire a driver? Which one would be more cost efficient to you and your time? If you're spending a lot of time, you're maybe a team of 2 or 3 people and maybe one, you know, self-service or driving your own car with these examples, right? Slick text, text us, Twilio, Avocado, sales message, like simple texting, all of those require you to pay the software, download the software, including us. You have that option with us at KLaunch, but then you have to run it yourself. You have to upload the contacts. You got to make sure you have certain compliance things. Or, of course, what we offer and what we're really proud of is our KLaunch outsourced experience. We have expertise in the space of text messaging. We make things personal. We worry about the technology. We have AI and data, and then also communication experts that are going to run it for you. Get in the car with us. Let's get you down to the end of the road so we can start making money faster. Or driving just brand equity too. I don't want to miss that point. And not everything is always about driving money or revenue. It's sometimes about brand equity as well. And let's talk about compliance. Listen, if you don't know the TCPA and you're thinking about text messaging, go and read it. The Telephone Consumer Protection Act. If you don't, you're going to mess it up. And you're somewhere along the line, your regulations are going to cause a problem because you didn't follow the guidelines and ultimately message someone that maybe shouldn't have been messaged. And what that means is you didn't have an opt-in or opt-out. That's express permission to honor consent. And if someone opts out, you have to immediately stop texting them. So do you have a mailing list? Can you send a message to those people, or some of the questions that I get? And if you have implied consent, you can do it at minimum one time to get them to opt in to your new message stream, but you cannot spam them. Number 3 is disclosure. We want to be honest with your customers. When you're texting people, make sure, and you're running your software, make sure that you're very honest with them from a disclosure standpoint. If you can make sure that you put your connections and your list of opt-ins and you send them a personalized message that says, hey, I'm Joe and I'm from KLaunch and I'm texting you today because of this, this, and this, it will go a long way into reducing those opt-out rates. Now, what about when talking to people to make sure to include your identity? It is very key to put a website that verifies that you are who you say you are. There are a lot of spammers out there, and it's really important to verify your identity, because if you don't, you're going to get a massive opt-out dropout rate, and it's not going to be worth anything, the text messaging eventually, if you do it the wrong way. And finally, and brand equity goes down. And finally, monitoring. Maintaining compliance over the time to keep those updates in front of the opt-in. You want to be in communication with them, so make sure you have somebody or something picking up those messages so that you can respond to them. Oftentimes, if there's a problem and your text messaging line is up, you might get a complaint. If it's something positive, you might get a positive or a picture or something that you can use later in your business, but you have to watch it and you have to be ready to answer questions at all times. It's a 24/7 tool. Here are some of the secrets. So we're going to give you 4 secrets to take away here. Use the recipient's first name to earn a higher engagement rate above all, and be genuine. I think that goes along with what we said here in number 4. Be honest, verify yourself, right? And use the recipient's first name. Hey, Molly, nice to see you. We're really excited to have you in our texting plan. And if you have questions, please respond here, and also go to our website to check out the latest on the goings of Molly's company. Well, number 2 is super helpful. It will absolutely drive revenue really quickly. And as easy as it sounds, creating a sense of scarcity or urgency and exclusivity or a membership. So finding some way to create exclusivity on your text messaging channel is huge. If you want to kind of liken it to some other platforms, Patreon would be an example for podcasters. If you're a Patreon member, you get exclusive content on a regular basis. You go to their website, you sign up, and you get this exclusive content. We want to take the website and the friction out of that relationship and give people exclusivity or membership just based on being a member of the texting campaign. Communicate in images. Use visual language when possible. Often, this is what you might not know, a little bit more expensive in the long run, but it goes a way above and beyond anything that you can imagine when you do communication via images in your text messaging. And you'll see this in the next text message, how visually impactful it is, and it gets their attention. And finally, create a clear and simple call to action. The problem industries are having now, and people and business owners are having now, is getting people and eyeballs from Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, website, you name it, email, and getting them into a call to action that gets to a revenue stream. Ultimately, the way text messaging works, you will get to their eyeballs. You better make it really easy for them to have a call to action. Click on this link and get immediately 10% off our program and buy 10 products, and we'll give you that 10% right now. Here's the link. All you have to do is click it. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to have remember an email. You don't have to have an email notification and verifying your email and opening up it. None of that. All that goes away. It becomes simply eyeballs and money, or brand equity. Black Friday sale. Let's look at 2019 versus 2020. We just got done with 2021, so those numbers are coming in from Stinger. They're round 2 here we've been doing, but 3,000 subscribers in 48 hours, 2,500% increase in sales, 822% number of orders increased, and return on investment was nearly 1,500%. Whoa, this is a huge thing for us. We are a huge return on investment driven organization. It's a little bit easier with a retail situation and marketing as opposed to operational or kind of like internal communications. Obviously, if that makes sense, you can you can't sell. You could, but you can sell internally wouldn't be too successful. But being able to capture the attention of the audience ended up growing his biggest year yet to date of what the customer really, really wanted, which was baseball bats. Stinger sells baseball bats. So what we did to grow the subscribers really quickly, because we're almost at 15 minutes here, 3,000 subscribers joined from the existing marketing on Facebook, Instagram, and social media, as well as his website. So we asked them, hey, text Stinger for an exclusive deal. Well, sure enough, 3,000 people texted in. We then sent them a text message 3 days in advance of Black Friday, on Small Business Saturday, and on Cyber Monday, all three different texts led to that 2,500% sales growth. We were really like, they were very basic calls to action. Like, hey, you didn't win the free bat, but why don't you call, or why don't you click on this link and immediately get your bat right away? So at a discount for Black Friday. And at 15 minutes and 33 seconds here, thanks for joining Taco-bout Text Tuesday. Your taco is in your email for anybody who's watching this right now in the stream. And you can also make it super easy and join next week right away and get a second taco. You can see some of our resources on our website in the background here, in between these two phones. From a resources standpoint, we have white papers, we have videos, we have ebooks, we have podcasts, and we have a blog. So please go check those out and see for yourself what KLaunch is all about. Again, I'm Joe Melillo. Thanks so much for joining me today. And we're so excited to talk about text every Tuesday. So join back up and text TACO to 55433 if you want to join next week. See you then.